This is I can do better. Let me start by just pointing out this here in regards to Joe Blue. Psychology Today. Using Wikipedia earlier, and I thought, let's not do that. We have the Illusory Truth Effect, which is a thing Joe does continuously all the time. He repeats something over and over and over and over again. You can read all you want here. I will take highlight to this down here because it can make false information appear true. It can also be used to deliberately manipulate the thinking of others. It is a useful tool for political propaganda. It can serve as an incentive for bad actors, commonly political or ideological extremists, to deliberately spread misinformation for their own goals. Okay? I will fix something so you can see this while I'm reading out something else. Because while keeping track of the illusory truth and what it means, let me highlight this comment by Joe Blue. It is 1 day old. I didn't want to go through it. I saw he actually lost a comment here. I have no idea which one it is. I want to highlight this entire thing because look at how many times he's actually repeating himself. This is a quote of what the other guy says. He is then taking and creating a delusion that he needs to apply to better argue against it. That's a strawman fallacy. It's a logical fallacy to be doing that. And then he states, you can't answer that because it's not cherry picking. And then you ignore my response by not providing context. And then, which again proves you're dishonest. Okay, so can't answer, ignore response, and proving dishonesty. The person is dishonest. If we stick to those, because you have no argument, can't answer, you still have no argument, can't answer, you make claims and don't back them up, can't answer, and cannot use back them up with logical or actual logic or evidence. Can't answer. And not logical and evidence being dishonest. Like what he says here is what he says here in other words. Then here again, the footage is obvious, and anyone with eyes who can see without any explanation needed that from the robotic is flow and such, it needs not explanation. Like without any explanation, doesn't need explanation. To say it's not obvious is a lie. The footage is obvious. Like, it's so easy to show that he's lying because he needs to repeat itself the exact same thing over and over and over again. Talk about a dishonest person saying others are dishonest and then proving the reason why he is dishonest. Well, Joe quotes this here from the other person. But all you've done is rage type paragraphs accusing random players of cheating and calling anyone who disagrees a liar. And he does it yet again here. Calls the person a liar. He literally says, to say it's not obvious is a lie. So if you disagree with him, you're a liar. And he says it again, you're a liar. Continuing. All you can do is dismiss the evidence by using excuse that is lie. That is not what he said, but it was one of the examples he gave as to the possibilities. Again, not specifically what he said was the reason to it. So Joe creating, again, a straw man, which is a logical fallacy, that he can argue against. I have no idea what like why he's rage typing like that. Backed up by clear evidence to be true in the video. Claiming that something is true just because you want it to be is another logical fallacy. You just say it's luck and claim I'm making excuses, same as what he says here. The exact same thing, just explained in different words. Again, the exact same thing, just explained differently. Again, the exact same thing here as he said here. Like he this here is repeated here with different words and repeated here with different words and repeated so far right here with different words. Again, you have no arguments against anything I say, repeating himself, which is why I tell you to leave. You don't have arguments. Again, repeating himself. Again, keep track of the illusory truth and what it informs in regards to the tactic of these manipulating people. Narcissistic people actually use this in heaps amounts. You just dismiss my argument and make claims and lie to yourself that you have refuted me and make it or make a valid argument, and you don't have such thing, and you have done no such thing. Again, repeating himself. The classic, I will throw out more non-arguments, again, repeating himself, because I can't actually refute what this person says, again, repeating himself, is saying, then say, the person is saying, then say, I'm not going to reply anymore and convince myself I won, again, repeating himself, I'm never, argument, never had an argument to begin with, blah, 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 blah. Not a single point was made in this argument. Every sentence you say is just more evidence for my claim. This person is saying Joe Blue actually does not have an argument. He just dismisses what everyone else is saying, calling people liars based on disagreement and all that shit. Again, he's going through what it is that is being said. He is repeating himself again. I know illusory truth also means repeating over and over. However, he's doing it singulars, not plural, multiple times. You have basically you said, quoting Joe, and then what he stated, you saying again, quoting Joe, referencing Joe, and then what he said himself. Again, Joe's claim, and such different, like, this here is a huge, you can see up here, like 23 replies in total to this here. Stay salty. This here's how it started. So like, I recommend everyone read this, read this comment here. It is on Joe's newest short, the first ranked of season 2 has a cheater. If you go to his channel, shorts is the first one at the moment. You have first ranked of season 2 has a cheater. You have that's cheating, love hearts, love cheating. Yep. You have the video, you have the comments. I recommend going here and then newest first, because sometimes some comments are hidden behind that little like top comment wall. Read it all. Read it and understand Joe's behavior as to why not to trust him. Because Joe Blue, the fallacious liar, the pathological liar, the fraud and liar, like he is so insane and delusional. And then he demands to be an anti-cheater, with an entire channel literally showing how much he's lying about every single thing that happens. I know people already 90% of people watching his channel already sees him as a liar, but I want everyone to understand it for themselves. This is why I highlight all these small details of text. So I hope that you, whoever you are watching this, will actually go here. This specifically, like in detail, specifically read all this here. This here shows exactly who Joe Blue is. This guy here, and I'm sorry if I butcher your name and you're watching this, Thomas Key, you are doing an amazing job actually showing Joe Blue's true colors, because I argued with him like this to begin with for a long while, and he was like, I got no real arguments against this guy here, so I need to block him. And then I went on being like, well, you cannot just block people just because they have better arguments than you do. So I created this channel here and said that to him. And he then continued and continued and continued and blocked this channel too. And that's why I began making all the videos, because he's not listening to logic and reality. So please read this entire thread here. Read it, understand it, see reality happen. Because this here is the real Joe Blue. And this here is exactly why his entire channel is a comedy from a rage player. Joe Blue doesn't care about catching real cheaters. He doesn't care whatsoever.